Today in our 2018 Chevrolet Cruze, you're going to be taking a look at, I'm going to show you how to install the CURT Class 1 Trailer Hitch Receiver, part number C11458. This is what our hitch looks like when it's installed. As you can see, the cross tube is completely hidden behind the bumper fascia, so the only thing you can see is a receiver tube. The receiver tube is nice and tucked in underneath the outer edge of the bumper fascia, so you're not going to have to worry about hitting your legs, shins on it when you're loading and unloading the back of the vehicle. This is going to be a Class 1 hitch. It's going to be an 1.25 inch by 1.25 inch. Hitch pin hole is going to be 1/2 inch in diameter. And you can see it's going to have a rolled steel style safety chain rings. Gives you plenty of room for different size safety chain hooks. And it's going to have a reinforced collar to give you a little extra stability on the receiver tube. However, keep in mind that is not going to change the weight capacity of the hitch. You're going to have a 200-pound max tongue weight, which is a downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube, and you're going to have a 2,000-pound max trailer weight, which is a trailer plus load included. Now, I do recommend checking the owner's manual to make sure the vehicle can withstand that amount of weight. You're going to pick the lowest number between the vehicle and the hitch. Keep in mind, CURT does recommend the use of stabilization straps for any non-wheeled loads. Now, let me give you a few measurements to help you when deciding on any hitch mount accessories you may need, such as a cargo carrier or a bike rack. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the outermost part of the bumper, it's about 4.5 inches. From the ground to the top innermost part of the receiver tube is about 9.5 inches. Now, it's a good idea to get a raised shank for better ground clearance. Now let me show you how to get this installed. First thing we need to do to start our installation, we need to take some kind of a strap. What we want to do is I'm going to hook it to the spring there, go underneath my exhaust pipe here, and hook it to my other one. The reason we're doing this is we're going to be lowering our exhaust, and we don't want our exhaust to hang freely because it'll put a lot of pressure up on the pipe that's toward the front of the vehicle. Once you get that on, we're going to take a 13mm socket, and you're going to have two nuts that hold the bracket that are holding your exhaust on. Remove those. You're going to have the same thing on the other side. Now, if you take a flathead screwdriver, there's a plastic clip inside there. We're going from the side like this, just like that. What you need to do is push those in. Then we're going to have a hanger right here. And this one, we can just pull off like that. And loosen your strap. Now we're going to take some needle nose pliers. We're going to need to remove our heat shield. You can see the clips. We're just going to grab the edges like this, anywhere inside there, and spin it. And then we're going to do that with the remaining ones that are holding our heat shield up. Then we can pull out our heat shield. We're going to set it aside for now. We're going to have a couple spots we're going to need to trim on it. Now we're going to take a paint marker. Sharpie works fine. And we're going to mark out a 3" by 3" square here. Right here is 3. And we're going to be taking this corner out. We're going to do that on both sides of this panel. We'll just take some tin snips and repeat that on the other side. Now we're going to be putting our hardware in this small hole here and this smaller hole here. You're going to have a pull wire. What you want to do is put a slight bend in like this. What we're going to do is we're going to feed it up through the hole. We're going to be putting the hardware in, and we're going to come out this large hole here. And we're going to take spacer block, go ahead and slide it on, push it up into the hole, and then we're going to take our bolt, thread the spring in onto the bolt threads, like that, push it up in the hole, and pull it out like that. And we're going to do that same thing with this one here. And you're going to do that same thing on the other side of the vehicle. Next, we'll put our heat shield back into place. And we're only going to be reinstalling the center one. Remember, we cut the back side out. And make sure you keep that molten leader out cleared. Then we can just reinstall our retaining clips. Next, we're going to take our hitch. We're going to set it right up on our exhaust. We're going to have a couple of flange nuts in our kit. We're going to make sure you feed the pull wires through the appropriate holes. You can see in our hitch we have a couple holes here. Our bolt's going to go through this center one on the front side. Yeah. And then of course the back one's going to go through the back hole. Now with an extra set of hands, have somebody hold the hitch up for you. Go ahead and get one of your flange nuts installed on each side of the hitch. Hold it in place while you install the rest of your hardware. Then we'll take a 17mm socket, tighten all of our hardware into place. And we're going to torque all of our hardware to the specifications and the instructions. We're going to repeat that for the other side. Next, we can reinstall our exhaust. Go ahead and do that on both sides. Tighten them back into place. We want to remember not to forget our hanger that we took off up here in the center of the vehicle. Once you got that all installed, you can remove your strap. And that'll do it for a look at and installation on the CURT Class 1 Trailer Hitch Receiver, part number C11458 on our 2018 Chevrolet Cruze.